Hello and welcome to the 215th installment of the Synapse Misfire Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, joined by my other host, Jordan.
That's me.
Jordan.
Yeah.
You gotta remind the people.
So, as always, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify Podcast, and the RSS Feed linked below. YouTube and Spotify are the video platform where you can see us, Instagram, TikTok, you can contact us, and you can also do so via email, synapsemisfire@pm.me. Send your comments, questions, concerns, and death threats. Chris, what are we doing today? Why am I tired? Why am I here so late? What's going on? What's happening?
Recently, there's been a movie released, an Amazon original production called Playdate, starring Kevin James and Alan. Is it Alan Richardson or Richieson?
It's Richson. There's actually
Richson?
no N, I realized.
Oh, Richson.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Interesting.
We talked a little bit about it.
Yeah, we brought this up. We said we were going to watch it, and we watched it. We had a lot of stuff to say about it.
Yeah. Chris wrote up like an entire memoir over here of things to say. So.
Oh, believe me, if I had time, that would have been a fucking dissertation.
So if you want to just kick it off, I mean, I enjoyed the movie, so I'm curious to hear what you have to say.
Let's go high level plot first.
Yeah.
Let's just go beat for beat here.
Yeah.
So we have Kevin James, Brian, and Alan Richardson is Jeff. Okay. So we see Brian. We start with Brian. He's a stepdad, and his kid's kind of like a bitch. He's not good at sports. He's not like very athletic or whatever, and he's not a tough guy. And then, we just see, he loses his job pretty early on. Not the kid.
The dad, Brian.
Brian loses his job pretty early on in the movie.
Little duality there with the tough guy and the bullies.
Yeah, so actually we see his son being bullied while he's playing lacrosse, and then we see Kevin James in the workplace, Brian in the workplace getting bullied by his superiors. So we see sort of a theme there. This all culminates as now that he's lost his job, his wife takes up a new job, and he's going to be like a stay-at-home dad for a while.
Yeah.
So now he's just like with his kid.
Doing things.
And it's like we took the fucking sitcom dipshit dad trope and cranked it up to 1 million here. To the point where it was starting to get kind of irritating.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. And then they're just like, they're in the park. Like they're like,
throwing a football.
Throwing a football around, and Brian sees another father and son. It's Alan Richardson and the kid. So it's Jeff and his kid CJ. So Brian, his kid's name is Lucas. So Brian, Jeff, Lucas, CJ.
Yeah.
So they're obviously way better,
way stronger,
way
cooler.
Stronger. They're fucking throwing bombs at each other.
Yeah. Like sound barrier breaking bombs. Yeah.
So they're just like, they're super cool. They make eye contact. And then immediately between Brian and Jeff, there's like a ton of sexual tension.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like they almost kiss pretty early on.
In this first interaction.
By the way, he comes on really strong.
Yeah, Jeff
really
specifically,
strong.
Actually.
Oh yeah, no, Jeff is all about it. So they're very. There's a lot of tension there. So they're just doing stuff together.
They go to Buck E. Cheese.
Yeah, Brian is like, this guy's a fucking weirdo, dude, and they just hang out together because the kids hit it off or whatever. So they're hanging out, and all of a sudden, like a fucking switch flips. And it goes from, like fun, like family comedy movie, or actually not family comedy movie, because it amps it up actually pretty early. It's sort of this raunchy sort of comedy movie. Not to say that it's good, but it goes from this sort of comedy movie to all of a sudden we're in an action movie. We're in an action plot.
Yep.
Jeff, he is all of a sudden, we get the reveal from CJ. They're at the Chuck E. Cheese. And we get the reveal from CJ going, oh, well, Jeff's not my dad. He just took me one day. So we think it's like maybe it's a kidnapping thing. It's a kidnapping thing. And the plot thickens because it's just it's Brian alone with Lucas and CJ right now.
A little dramatic irony when he tries to take off with them.
So, and they're like, we got to go now, right? So, meanwhile, what's happening is Jeff is being attacked.
Yeah.
He's being attacked. This is where we get our action movie plot come in. He's getting attacked by like government agents or some sort of masked tough men of some sort. And it turns out, like, they go on a chase scene. The fight scene and the chase scene here are actually pretty good in terms of like choreography and like editing. That will change very quickly.
Yeah, there's also a through line where they're driving a Honda Odyssey.
Oh yeah, no, there's like Honda gave Amazon so much money for this movie.
They give them so many Odysseys, it's crazy.
There's like 50 Honda Odysseys in this movie.
They crash multiple of them.
So
they're escaping.
What else happens? They're escaping, and now because Brian tried to leave the Chuck E. Cheese with the two kids. And CJ's not his kid, so he's like, I'm just going to take this kid. And they're stopping him at the door. So now they think he's a pervert who's kidnapping the kids.
Yeah.
So now there's an Amber Alert out for him. So they're escaping the government agents and also the police now.
Yeah. Brian's wanted now. He can't go home.
Yeah, so they can't go home. They're trying to, duck the cops. The kids are having a blast, by the way, about this. And then there's the dramatic backstory reveal that happens where Jeff is like, hey, I was a soldier. I was dishonorably discharged. And then afterwards, I took a security gig. And that security gig was at some sort of top secret facility. And one day, like, a package showed up, and I didn't want to leave the package outside. I wasn't allowed inside, but I didn't want to leave the package outside. So I took the package, and I went inside anyway, because somehow I had a code for the door. If I wasn't allowed inside, why the fuck did he have a code for the door? He wasn't allowed inside. Why do you have a code for the door? Anyway, he had a code for the door, goes in, he's going to leave the package in the facility where he's not allowed. This top secret facility, just to be on the same page. And then he hears something. He hears a noise. Boom! On the door. And then he's like, he immediately points a gun at the noise.
As I would too.
Which is, I don't know, maybe you probably shouldn't do that in the workplace.
He's a security guard. What do you expect?
Fair.
But that's like, never mind.
So he busts down the door.
It's CJ.
He busts down the door, and it's CJ. It's a little kid.
He's just chilling on a bed.
And then he's like, oh, they're keeping kids in here? And he just steals him. No.
Yeah.
No bullshit. Just takes the kid. Isn't like, hey, are they like torturing you in here? Or...
Kid looked mighty comfortable, by the way.
Yeah,
like, nice bed.
He was literally. It's not like he was beaten or
tied
like
up
thin even. Or tied up or injured or whatever. He was literally just chilling.
Yeah.
And he stole him.
Yeah. And that's when he met up with Brian, essentially, shortly after.
Yeah. So he's now roped in. Brian and Lucas are now roped into this. So they want to track down, because they're being hunted by the government agent guys.
Yeah, they want to ditch the kids with Jeff's dad.
Yeah, and then Jeff's dad is like a weird pervert, and his weird fucking sex shack in the 55-plus trailer park. That's another plot point that happens where, like, Jeff and Brian have this weird sort of kind of relationship that develops where Brian is like, oh, I'm not a good dad. And Jeff is like, no, you're an awesome dad. I wish my dad was like you. And then we finally meet his dad, and we're like, oh, his dad's a scumbag or whatever. I think the entire point of that scene, other than I think in that section of it, it was a bit of an unearned emotional moment. It happened like in 2 seconds. It was weird. I don't know if this is just how movies are paced now, because this is how the Minecraft movie was paced.
It's like Zoomer pace is what I call it.
Yeah, this is like... I'll talk about this later when I get into like more of my analysis of this. But anyway... moving on. I think the whole point of this scene was to do like some weird kind of like unearned emotional significance.
A little bit of baggage dumping.
Plus, we see, fucking Jeff's pervert dad has like baby photos or like photos of Jeff when he was a kid. He's like, here, check this out. And the kid Jeff looks exactly like CJ, but we established earlier that CJ's not his kid. So what the heck's going on? What the heck's going on here?
Yeah. This is about where I predicted what it was.
Yeah, no, yeah. And I think you were. Did they actually reveal it at the end of the movie, or did they?
They revealed it at the end when he met with Homeboy.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the kids become friends. The guys kind of become friends. They're in it.
They have to take the kids because the dad won't take them. He says, "I'm not that guy, pal."
Yeah. They're gonna go.
That's all
they're
that
gonna
happens.
go off the grid. Basically, they're gonna run away, steal these fucking kids.
Yeah.
But another wrinkle happens. Brian gets a phone call. Oh shit! It's from his wife, but it's not his wife.
He answers the phone. It's a FaceTime video of his wife putting groceries in the car.
It's like, hey, I'm gonna fucking kill your wife if you don't give up this kid. Yeah. So he's like, what am I to do?
Fuck Jeff.
Yeah, fuck Jeff. So the whole time, the way he lures Jeff into this area is he says, I found the bad guy.
Simon
Maddox, who is the CEO of this company, who is Elon Musk, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We just have to follow him.
Yeah, we gotta find the guy and we're gonna fucking interrogate him or whatever. But like, hey, we're gonna kill you because you're torturing. There's never anything bad explicitly that's stated that's happening to the kids, other than the
reveal
obvious,
for what they're for. Is this all before or after they lure the other guy? I think we skipped that.
I think it was after, because they didn't know Simon Maddox beforehand.
Okay.
Yeah, Jeff, when he did his security gig, used to work with some fat pervert. There's a lot of perverts in this movie.
There is, yeah. This one specifically
This is a weirdly horny movie.
Yeah.
They have to catfish the guy because he knows stuff about the facility. He worked in the actual facility, so he knows what's going on. So
they catfish him.
And they lure him out. They torture him.
Barely.
I did call this in the audio. I said, I yelled. They had like a bag over his head at some point, and I yelled, "Waterboard him!" And the next line was, "Do you want me to waterboard you?"
Yeah.
And then he kind of gets water dumped on him.
Ice board.
They didn't. I think what happened there is, yes, it's a comedy beat, but also like, I feel like they didn't want to waterboard this guy.
They probably didn't want to show it. I mean, considering Jeff's a military person and he didn't know how, that was the whole bit.
I guess,
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Never done it before, but like, yeah, they probably just didn't want to show it. That's more the thing. And this is where they get.
And this is where they get the lead on Simon Maddox, who's the bad guy, the bad evil CEO who's in power here. This actually kind of feels like maybe Jeff Bezos taking a shot at Elon Musk. In a way.
Yeah.
Because the CEO, I'm not kidding, is extraordinarily Elon Musk coded. Like, this guy's Elon Musk.
This is where they get the reveal, too.
So it turns out the reason that CJ looks like Jeff is because Jeff wasn't there as a security guard. He was there as part of a program to create super soldiers. Mm-hmm. So what they did was they were taking his DNA
through drug tests.
Yeah, under the guise of it being a drug test. They were taking his DNA, and then they were removing like his empathy and feelings basically, and enhancing him like strength and speed wise.
Yeah, and stamina, and he doesn't have to sleep. And
yeah, and then making a bunch of child super soldiers.
Yeah. So
actually, we get the reveal that CJ stands for Clone Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the whole plot. It's mind you, we started with a guy loses his job and is trying to connect with his son better. child super soldier plot. We advanced from that to that, from
Like
point A to
40
point
minutes.
B here in, like maybe 40 minutes.
Yeah. Now they're going after Simon Maddox.
Now they're going after Simon Maddox, and they basically get this ultimatum, or Brian gets this ultimatum, like, hey, bring the kid to this location or we're gonna kill your wife. And he's like, obviously I don't want my wife to die. So they bring him to that location and the kid gets taken. But here's what happens. Earlier in the movie, Lucas and CJ are bullshitting around, and we have Chekhov's GPS tracker. So basically, Lucas has this GPS tracker so that Brian and his wife can keep tabs on the kid all the time. Right. So this is how they find out, oh shit, they've been tracking us through your GPS tracker because they have my phone because I left it at the Chuck E. Cheese because I was getting chased out because they thought I was a pervert.
Yeah. Turn it off.
So they turn it off. And then, so when they bring the kid to meet with the guys, so he's basically, Brian's going to sell him up the river. Lucas gives CJ his hoodie.
To remember him by.
And in the hoodie is the GPS tracker. And CJ turns it back on.
Yeah, which is a way of them proving to Jeff that he wants to be found. Because there's this lack of empathy moment where the kid's like, I don't care about you. You're not my dad.
Like he doesn't know empathy, but then, it's, oh, well, he does care. He does have empathy because he turned on the GPS tracker and wants to be found.
Yeah.
So they go to the facility where he's being held. They deal with this betrayal moment very quickly, by the way. They reconcile their friendship within seconds.
Yeah.
They go to the facility where he was being held, and he was basically being moved back to the child soldier facility.
Yeah. This is where they find out, actually, that there's multiple.
Yes.
children. We already kind of led with that, but...
They go inside, and they find, oh shit, I found CJ. And there's because Jeff and Brian split up to cover more ground. And Brian is like, oh shit, that's CJ. It's like, hey, Jeff, I found CJ. He goes, well, if you found CJ, who did I find?
And it's CJ.
And it's CJ again. And the two CJs attack.
Brian's useless.
Brian is useless because he's a fat idiot like Kevin James. Yeah. Being played by Kevin James. No one plays a fat idiot quite like Kevin James.
No.
So, Jeff beats the shit out of these children.
Brian's like, bro, that was way too much. And he's like, no, it's self-defense.
No, self-defense. I had to kill him.
He beats the shit out of these kids.
But too bad. There's a fucking 100 million of these child soldier children.
Yeah. They run away.
Yeah, they have the horde scene where, the horde of children.
Don't forget, at the end of that, when they think they're cornered, there's another gay tension moment where they hold hands.
Yes.
Awaiting their demise.
They think they're going to die, so they hold hands. And they're like, What
does he say? Greta and Thelma or some shit?
Thelma and Louise.
Thelma and Louise. I've heard of it. I don't know what it is, though.
They have their moment.
Turns out the kids can't
the kids can't leave. They're by the door. They're cornered by the door. The kids can't leave the facility. They're wearing like shock collars or whatever. So they hit an electric fence and they can't go through this barrier. Like, haha, fuck you kids. Ha.
That's literally what they do, by the way. They emote on the kids.
Yeah, pretty much. But then like one of the fucking goons, you can't use the word goon anymore, right?
One of the grunts.
One of the lackeys for the government agents shows up. Pistol whips fucking Jeff.
Good choice, by the way. Went with him first.
Yeah, because obviously, like,
Brian's
not gonna fight.
Brian immediately is like, "Yo, okay."
He's immediately like, "Whoa, I apologize for my outburst."
But Jeff made me do it.
So they got them kidnapped. The villain has time to do villain monologuing, but then it's revealed who spearheaded this program. Is it the evil CEO? No, it's not the evil CEO. It's actually Jeff's former colonel from the military who dishonorably discharged him. So because the whole thing, moving back, Jeff got dishonorably discharged because he didn't want to kill a child
Who had like a bomb strapped to their chest.
who had a bomb strapped to his chest. So he gets dishonorably discharged. And then his colonel is like still like, even after the dishonorable discharge, is like, you're the best soldier I ever had. So he's spearheading this program because he's like, oh, you're the perfect soldier. But you feel things, so we're gonna we removed that all from the DNA. Kids.
Yeah, and they don't get tired.
And the kids don't feel, they don't get tired, and they're strong and whatever. So we get these villain monologues and whatever, and they bring in the CJ, like the one that Jeff originally stole, and they give him a fucking crossbow
to execute.
And
Jeff.
They're like, all right, kill Jeff. And he brings back the string of the crossbow, and he points it at Jeff. Jeff's like, "Come on, man, that's me. I'm your dad." And then he winks at him or something. He does like a little eyebrow flick or something, and then he turns around and shoots Elon Musk in the back,
in the asshole.
Yeah, he shoots fucking Simon Maddox in the asshole, and he dies from it. Apparently,
he crawled away. He was crawling. Did you see him crawl?
Yeah, okay, army crawls away.
With a fucking bolt as his ass.
But unfortunately, there's still
some guards.
There's still some guards. The guards, Jeff makes quick work of the guards.
And the kid. CJ does his fair share.
Yeah, CJ and
he's a super
Jeff,
soldier.
They lock the fuck in. They beat the shit out of the guards. But there's still the colonel. The colonel's got him cornered now. Oh, fuck. Here comes Deus Ex Machina, Honda Odyssey. Fucking Brian's driving the Honda Odyssey, crashes through the side of the building, which if this is a secure facility, it's very poorly built. It crashes through the side of the building, and the Honda Odyssey misses the guy because that actually happens earlier in the movie in the conversation when he's trying to save Jeff. He misses the guy, but it gives him enough time. It distracts the guy enough for Jeff to have an opening, and he punches the guy. So they get rid of the colonel, basically, and they're like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. There's also a coming of happiness moment here where the first time he missed, the kid was like, nah, you weren't cool. Lucas to Brian, but this time he's like, Dad, you're so cool.
Dad, you're so fucking cool, dude.
Dude, you saved Jeff. That was awesome.
So they have a little heart-to-heart. They get saved, and this is like one of the few earned emotional moments in the movie where that's like, yeah, you're my son, and they hug and they have their whole thing, and that was fun, I guess.
And the four of them walk out.
And they walk out, and then Brian poses the question of, well, what do we do with those hundreds of billions of child soldiers that were in that building?
Yeah, you can't just leave them there.
We can't just leave them there. We got to do something.
What are we going to do with all those psycho killing machines in there? Kaboom, bitch.
They just killed an entire building full of children.
They showed hundreds.
Hundreds of them. You can't end the movie like that! I shit you not. He blows up the building. They have their epic explosion walkout scene. As they blow up a building full of children.
Yeah.
When this whole thing, the whole plot, was predicated on Jeff not wanting to kill a child, but hundreds of super soldier children, that's fine. Yeah. Blew them up. And it's not even like there's a resolution to this. It's they get blown up, cut to credits.
Yeah.
And it does like a little bit of credits, and then it hard cuts to them fucking like doing Fortnite emotes.
Yeah. Bloopers and shit, and like a dance off.
Yeah, they're doing like a dance scene, like fucking Lucas's money spreading over the corpses. Yeah. And there's the bloopers for the movie. And then they do the thing at the end where they set up a sequel, but whatever. They blew up a building full of children.
I do want to be explicit in saying it's implied that the kids died.
Yeah.
For all we know.
No, he did that move specifically when asked, hey, how are we going to deal with this problem?
Of many children.
In this facility.
In that building right there. That we can see.
In this building that we just exited. And Jeff says, I got this. and blows that building up. An explosion fully levels the building. And the building was full of children. What am I, as a viewer, supposed to think of these two guys now?
And Brian does not react.
He doesn't give a
does
fuck.
his cool walkout, too.
He doesn't give a fuck. If, Jordan, I would say you and I have a closer friendship than Brian and Jeff do.
I'd hope so. We've known each other more than
Because
12
by
hours.
the way, over this entire movie takes place over like 12 hours. By
Yeah,
the way,
it's literally one play date. It's a day.
So if we were in this situation, right, and we were walking out of this facility, and you asked me, "Hey, Chris, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do about all the kids?" And I blew up the building. I feel like we wouldn't be friends after that, right?
I feel like I would have to call the cops. I'd
Like
have to
you
do
would
something.
have to do something.
I have to do something. Like, anything. Or I'd at least have to have a stern talking to.
Like it's just like you're not doing your due diligence as a human when you see your buddy blow up 100 million children.
Clones or not.
Yeah, clones or otherwise.
I would have to at least, I'd have to pull you aside for like a time. I'm like, hey, Chris.
Hey, come here a minute.
Real quick, bud.
What the fuck was that? That might have been a crazier plot point in a movie. That might be crazier than the twist that happens in the movie Sorry to Bother You. If you haven't seen the movie Sorry to Bother You, please watch it. Because about 75% of the way through that movie, the entire fucking plot changes. And it is... I was screaming when this happened. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. So that was the plot.
That was the plot.
Overhead plot. So
now, on to a bit of critical analysis here. I'll talk about pacing and editing in a moment, but kind of my main thesis here is this is a deeply confused movie. It's like there's two projects that they had kind of like halfway fleshed out, and they just mashed them together to see what would happen. And to that same end, a motif within the story is the duality. The story of the movie is one of two men from two very different worlds colliding in some sort of batshit crazy fashion. One of Brian, the former salaryman, trying to bond with his son, and the other of Jeff, the dishonorably discharged soldier whose DNA was used for a super soldier program. The two blend together in an odd way, and the movie resolves with the two dads, Brian and Jeff, learning to love their sons.
in their own way. Yeah.
Brian needed to show heart, and Jeff needed to show some responsibility, and they help each other develop their weaknesses. Two different worlds, two different projects, two different plots, all interwoven together with the precision of a sledgehammer during brain surgery. This theme is present in a meta sense as well. This movie is like two different movies colliding. One part raunchy comedy, one part action movie with all the story beats of both to match. This is obvious even down to the color grading. The entire color palette of the movie changes based on whether we're in action movie mode or comedy movie mode. And then I talk about how the building got blown up.
Yeah, that happened.
That's kind of the basic... If I had a few hours to write this out, this would be a lot better. But essentially what I have is this idea of two separate worlds sort of colliding, and we can kind of see this happen with two separate plot lines. I sincerely believe they had two scripts that they
there's
tried
definitely
to put together.
Yeah, I feel like they had a role for each character in two separate films.
Yeah,
and they were just like, what if we took the Kevin James film, we combined it with the Alan Richardson film, and made a Kevin James and Alan Richardson film?
Yeah,
what does that
like,
look like?
oh, we have this Kevin James thing we got in the works, but we also got this super soldier plot.
But yeah,
Do we want to just combine the two things? Because neither of them are finished.
save on budget maybe.
We save on budget. Because otherwise, we're going to have to make both and write them both off as tax. We're both going to make tax write-offs.
Yeah. Mind you, Kevin and Alan, pretty good chemistry.
Actually, pretty good.
Pretty funny chemistry. Yeah.
There's a lot of, like, Kevin James riffing in this movie. Mm-hmm. Where, like, Kevin James just, like, fucking mutters and, like, does his weird Kevin James thing.
Yeah.
So that's fun. I liked that. This is a weak Kevin James movie, but Kevin James had a lot of presence in this movie.
Yeah, no, it was a good split, and he had a couple moments where I felt like his sort of style of humor and presentation really shined.
Yeah.
Like I thought some of the stuff with him being like, "Do I look like a pedophile to you?" And the woman's like, "Yes," and he's like, "Is it the coat?" She's like, "Yes." It's pretty funny.
I still maintain that Kevin James is actually pretty fucking funny. His delivery on stuff is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Is pretty good in a lot of cases. Yeah. But moving on to like the sort of editing and pacing of this movie. The editing of this movie takes a shit
right after the car scene.
Right after the car chase.
Yeah.
So we did find out at the end of the movie, in the credits, the editor that's credited is just an editor.
Seems like Jeff or something.
They have like a couple other assistants, but their editing team, there's the lead editor, that's the guy they credit first, and then they have like a couple assistants.
Yeah.
And that's it for this whole movie.
Which is a pretty big ask.
So there's parts of this movie that, and this is kind of where the sort of duality thing happens, because we see the polish of the movie in the beginning, because it's far from like refined. It's not like we're watching like an A24 movie here, but it slowly degrades in quality as we go. So it peaks with this fight scene in the Chuck E. Cheese, and then the car chase with the Honda Odyssey. And then it just is edited like a fucking YouTube video.
It even has like weird picture-in-picture moments.
It has like YouTube video moments. There's like sound effects. When fucking Jeff and CJ are fighting all the guards, all the lackeys, they have like these fucking YouTube moments where they'll punch a guy, it'll be a freeze frame, and it'll have like a ding sound effect.
Yeah.
Who did you fucking hire to edit this?
Yeah, Mr. Beast editor.
Like, what was his fucking resume like?
Yeah. I also noticed they dropped this very early, but the first two character introductions, Brian and Jeff, get like a high school movie like freeze frame, and then it shows their name get written out in marker with an arrow. This is Brian.
It doesn't happen to anyone else.
And this is Jeff, and then it never happens from there.
Yeah.
Weird. Very inconsistent with what they were going for,
I just feel like what happened was the timeline in this movie got crunched. Mm-hmm. So like they told the editor, like maybe they had this done, like they were done shooting and maybe like June or July, and they were like, hey, we're shooting for a January release.
And he's like, oh,
okay, I got time. And he's just like editing, and he's maybe he had another project that he was doing, so he had to cut out the gay sex scene.
In the back of the Odyssey.
So he's like cutting stuff together, and he's like, oh, I'm like 40 minutes in, or like 30 minutes into this movie. It's like going pretty well. And like, we love it. We're pushing the timeline up to November though, like beginning of November. And he goes, fuck.
Yeah.
And just had to bullshit his way through the rest.
Yeah, because they've reused clips a lot too.
Oh yeah. No, this movie is edited like a YouTube video and paced like a TikTok. I don't know, I said this earlier, I don't know if this is just how movies are paced now, because I don't watch this tier of movie usually. If I'm going to watch a movie, like explicitly go out of my way to watch a movie, it is going, other than for shit like this, it's going to be a movie that I heard is really good, and movies that I hear are really good aren't usually paced like this. Is this just the lowest common denominator type movies? Is this just how they're paced now?
Yeah.
We're like one step removed from putting fucking Subway Surfers below these movies now. Like, Christ, Minecraft was losing kids' attention, and that movie was paced at a breakneck speed.
Yeah, that movie had like no downtime.
That movie was overstimulating.
Yeah.
It was a quick fucking movie.
Yeah, and this movie also suffered from the same thing that, I don't even want to say suffered, but had the same thing that the Minecraft movie had, where when they did try to slow it down and have like serious moments, they immediately threw interjections in to like break the silence.
Yeah.
And this movie had that a lot too,
It didn't, it was very like late stage Marvel type shit, where it's like, oh, well, we gotta have a quip here.
Yeah.
We're going to have a quip here. But, like, at least I feel like a lot of the stuff in that regard was more, like, witty.
Yeah, definitely.
And in this, it really wasn't.
Yeah.
A
lot of random dance sequences, too.
I say this, every bad movie ends with a dance party. And what did we see after they committed that war crime? Dance
A little
party.
bit of a dance party.
They
on top
did a
of the war crime
Fortnite emote.
victims.
We saw Lucas money spread after he blew up a building full of children.
Yeah. And it was weird how it ended with Lucas and Brian being like, let's go steal a car, when that was like Jeff's thing. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
not a good influence, Jeff.
Yeah, no, bad. Like, really introduced that kid to some bad shit, actually.
Yeah, like I know he was getting bullied and stuff, but like you didn't have to take that dark of a turn.
Imagine the next day at lacrosse. At lacrosse practice, he goes, "Hey, I blew up a building full of children 12 hours ago. I don't have time for this."
Dude, those kids roll up like, hey, Pucus, and him, Jeff, and CJ just murk all of them.
To be fair, though, there is also a scene where Lucas and CJ get
take
separated. They get separated from Jeff and Brian, and they fucking find cocaine energy drinks practically.
1,000 milligram caffeine, yeah.
Called like Psycho Energy or something, and they chug them and they start going ape shit. And then they find the bullies, the high school like cartoon bullies from fucking.
They're dressed like greasers.
Yeah, they are dressed like 1950s era greasers. They're like one step away from like snapping their fingers as they walk.
Yeah.
But they all have like weapons. Like one kid has fucking nunchucks, and another kid has like a cudgel. He has like a fucking length of wood that he's about to attack these two kids with.
For no reason.
All the bullies are like 16, and these two kids are like 12. Why are you beefing with a 12-year-old? No, but I'll say that. But then they have a fight scene where Lucas gets his get back on the bullies, set to Straight Outta Compton. But because it's a PG-13 movie and they already used their fuck, I think
twice.
There was like 3 fucks in this movie, which I've not seen for PG-13, which is kind of crazy. So they had to censor the shit out of Straight Outta Compton. So
yeah.
but yeah, they so this was definitely a movie.
Yeah.
This is definitely a movie. To wrap this all up, this was one of the movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, I just want to say I had a good time watching it. Like, it was pretty fun to just watch in general. It didn't quite land in the same wheelhouse as Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, where, like, I was edge of my seat, like, dying laughing, having a great time. This had some moments, like, when we both stood up once the kids got blown up. Like, we stood up and, like, paced the room. I was like, what is going on?
This movie, here's how I know this movie is so far and away below Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. This movie, the last maybe third of this movie, I was just getting pissed off with how this movie is, like, how this movie's paced, how this movie's written, how this movie's edited, how this movie's color graded. I was just, like, getting really angry with this movie.
Yeah.
And Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, yeah, it's written and edited and paced like dog shit. Well, it's actually paced pretty well.
Yeah.
But the content is strong enough that you can bend your mind enough to think this is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think this movie also reused a bit of its material a little bit. Not directly. Like, it didn't directly reuse itself. But, like, it reused the same tropes, right? It had the same things with, like, Alan Richardson acting, weirdly sexual towards Kevin James. Like, they reused that bit a lot. They reused the bit of, like, Kevin James not hitting someone with the car and being less cool. They reused a lot of the, like, Kevin's going to run away and Jeff's going to get kidnapped or whatever. Like, they used a lot of that.
Yeah.
So you're kind of just like, oh, yeah. Like, he literally says to him, what did he say? He says, make like, What's that quote that he says to him right before he says run away?
Oh, yeah, the
run, Forrest,
run thing. He's like, he says something, he makes the reference to Forrest Gump.
Yeah, he's like, what did that girl say to the guy with the
Yeah,
gimp legs?
what did Jenny say to Forrest? Run, Forrest, run.
And
But he
Kevin's
doesn't
like,
know,
"What?"
he misses the reference.
Yeah. So, like, it reused some of that where I feel like Paul Blart, Mall Cop 2, and even the first one, but the second one especially, like, everything was different. Like, he was doing the same bumbly, dumb shit, like being a moron.
He's doing his Kevin James bit.
Yeah,
right?
but it's in different
But, like,
environments and situations. And yeah.
I think the Kevin Jamesness is suited better to Paul Blart Mall Cop than it is to this.
Yeah, I can't help but wonder if a little bit of this story was written, or these characters were written with Kevin James' physical limitations in mind. Because, like, he did kind of, weirdly enough, look like he was sort of hobbling around a lot in this movie. Like, he may not be in the best shape. And every time they got in a fight scene, he kind of just stood there.
He is, I mean, to be clear, I've seen him live. He is pretty big now.
Yeah.
Like, King of Queens era Kevin James was like, he was a little chubby, but he was still pretty like normal. And then Paul Blart era Kevin James, he was a little chunkier, but now he's big now. He's big now.
Yeah, so like I noticed that like the only fight moment he had is he did punch one of the clones one time, and then he did the thing where he was on his back and he was like spinning around with him like, oh, he's biting me. But like all the fight scenes were left up to Jeff and his kid. And then Lucas was a little bit involved, but not really. But like, anytime there was action, it was just Kevin James going, "Oh no!" and running away. Like the whole last.
Oh no! I'm so fat and old.
And that was like a through line in the plot too. As he kept saying to his son, like, "Oh, I'm not as old. I'm older, and I'm not as young and cool as Jeff." Like,
I'm old and fat and dumb.
So, I can't help but wonder if a little bit of that character was written with the real Kevin James in mind. You know?
Maybe. I don't know. This movie is so fucking slapdash. I don't know if they wrote it with anything in mind. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it was a time. It was a movie. I give it like a 4. Honestly, like if I'm being generous.
Out of 10
out
or
10.
out of 100?
I give it like a 4 out of 10 for a time. You know? Not being too critical of like its cinematography.
If I'm putting the film critic cap on, this is like a 2 out of 10. If I'm like bullshitting around, this I would say is like maybe like a. This is like a hard 3, flaccid 4.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I try to avoid the film critic cap because like I could do that, but also I just care about what I experienced.
I don't know what's happened to me like in the last couple of years, but I feel like Patrick when he put on the brain coral, I feel like my brain got plugged in and my critical analysis skill has increased like tenfold in the last like 2 years.
It's fair enough.
I don't know what happened there, but I think it's maybe the adult brain finally kicking in. And finally, like, I get, like, a Ratatouille-style flashback to my English classes. And being like, oh, my God, the curtains weren't just blue. Oh, my God.
Yeah, for, like, a movie like this, I don't think there's a critical analysis to worry about.
No, the critical analysis is a fool's errand here. But, unfortunately, that's how my brain works now.
Yeah. So for me, I would say like as an experience, as a thing to do with a friend or whatever, if you're just chilling at home with absolutely nothing better you could be doing.
If you want to see
it's like
Kevin James commit a war crime.
It's on Prime. It's free on there.
It is on Prime. Yeah, you actually only have to watch a single Capital One ad.
Yeah, which I did appreciate. That was nice.
Which, because every streaming service fucking sucks ass and dick and balls and cock and penis now. I only pay for the non-ad subscription because I'm not paying another $2.99 a month to Amazon.com.
You mean the with ad subscription? You said the non-ad subscription.
Fuck, I have the with ads subscription. I'm not paying an extra $2.99 a month for the no ads. I watch it on my browser anyway, and I have ad block, and it works fucking perfectly for Amazon Prime. So we had to watch an ad here.
Yeah, on the TV.
Christ.
Yeah, we were a little relieved when we saw that it was one Capital One ad. They actually say it. They're like, "Hey, you're gonna have no ads after this. We promise." And then you get like a 40-second.
Thanks, Capital One.
Thanks, bank. Thank you. But yeah, I don't know. It was something. Would I watch it again ever? No. Like other Kevin James films, like if it was on cable and it was like in the background. Like if I went to a doctor's waiting room, right? and Paul Blart was on, I'd be like, oh, cool, Paul Blart. If this was
I'd miss
on,
my appointment.
dude, if this was on, I would immediately go on Instagram and not pay attention. So
I'm pulling up reels. I'm watching people die and say the N-word.
in that order. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I don't have a whole lot to say. Pretty much everything you thought in terms of the basic plot and things, like I was there with you. I thought the same thing. I will say I felt pretty glad that I was able to call the plot. I forget when they revealed it. It's going to be in the audio bite somewhere, but they revealed it. I think it was when the fat leprechaun guy that they called it, they were waterboarding.
Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, there you go. Said like, oh, you thought those were drug tests or taking your DNA or whatever? And I was like, oh, they're making super soldiers. Like, oh,
yeah, and then they did the super soldier reveal not that long ago.
Yeah.
Or not that long after.
Yeah, it was like literally like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes later, the guy came out of the car, was like, we're making super soldiers. So,
my thought originally was Alien, but then...
Yeah, you were saying Alien.
But then, you said super soldier. I was like, yeah, it's probably super soldier.
Yeah.
It's probably super soldier.
Yeah. I enjoy it. I give the movie an extra point, though. That's what made it a 4. I enjoy a movie that's so shitty that I can predict it without trying. I didn't have to think too hard to put that one together.
No, if my stupid ass could do it.
That's what I'm saying. If I could figure that out, like, it was clearly at least well put in front of me. Like,
Fair
the writing
enough.
was literally on the wall.
Oh, yeah, no, like, they screamed, like,
Hey, idiot.
hey, it's a super soldier movie.
Yeah. I will say this movie, though, the one thing that really took me out of it was it definitely had some of the worst cuts I've seen, even for a low-budget movie.
Oh, my God.
Like, we were talking about, they did this cut, right? Which, I mean, you probably know, there's probably a technical term for it, but I'm going to call it a orbit cut, where the fucking camera just spins in a circle.
Maybe 2 years ago, I knew.
They basically followed Jeff doing a front flip, and they did a spin with it, and they cut in the middle of it. It was the most jarring thing.
They cut too early.
It was the most jarring thing I've ever seen in my life. And then they had like multiple times where like Jeff would throw a punch, and before it ever even connected, they would cut to like a different angle with a different punch. And you're like, what is going on?
The continuity on this movie is such dog shit.
It was
too.
noticeably egregious.
Like they have points where they're trying to illustrate a time skip, but they don't play it like a time skip.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like I said, the editing really takes a shit in the back half of this movie.
Yeah. Like there's a part where me and Chris both were agreeing that there was this part where they're crouching behind cars and they're cutting in between cars, and it's supposed to be like a time skip where it's like, okay, they've moved down a couple stalls or whatever it may be. And normally for that, right, you'd show the kids sitting there, and then they'd start to go off camera left, and it would cut. And then it would pick up another scene, and then it would go back, and they'd be at a different car.
Yeah, but they don't move.
They don't move. They just, like, teleport. It's like they're sitting there like...
That's another super soldier power that CJ gets. He develops instant transmission.
Yeah, for real. Like, they're sitting there, like, panting behind this Honda Odyssey, and all of a sudden it's like, and cut, they're behind a Jeep.
Hey,
and cut, they're behind a Toyota.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question. I've now noticed a fucking gaping plot hole in this.
Uh-oh.
If the super soldier children can't leave the facility, how did Jeff bring CJ out of the facility initially?
The only thing I can think of is because he didn't seem like he was in the facility. It was like a garage. It was a garage door.
He was behind a secured door, though.
He was, but he wasn't like in the heart of the facility like those kids were. They had like pods. The way it was set up was it almost looked like a training ground, like a boot camp.
Yeah.
And they had pods. This kid's pod was on an exterior wall because he had opened a garage door, walked in, dropped the package with a big ass cargo crate, and the door was right there, direct to his pod.
Maybe it just seems a little contrived.
It's definitely he just did.
Don't think about it.
He gripped the collar, broke it off, super soldier style, whatever. It's funny because they don't really say that Jeff is like particularly a super soldier because he's not. It's that he has the best genes for a soldier. So they tell you they took his genes, they took out the empathy, and they enhanced the other things. But he himself is not a super soldier. He's just like a really strong guy. But he still like acts kind of like a super soldier throughout the movie. So it's pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, no. He's like basically also a super soldier. And also, to be fair, discounting the whole blowing up a billion children thing, His empathy is fairly lacking, actually.
Yeah, he like almost runs over numerous people on their chase scene. Like lemonade stands with children and everything. And he tells me, he's like, "Get out of the way, bitch!" out the window.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. All things considered, I would say his character is one of the most inconsistent in the movie.
This is a very inconsistent movie.
In general.
Yeah, it's it was a movie. It was a time.
Yeah, I mean, at least it wasn't AI made, right? Had some human touch.
Are we sure?
I don't know.
Are we sure the AI they're on fucking ChatGPT and they're like and GPT goes, "Yes, blow up the children.
Do it.
Blow them up. Destroy the child.
Purge all weakness." Yeah, so that was the time. Anything else you want to add?
No.
Do I recommend you watch it? Not really. I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't watch this one again, I'll be honest.
I wouldn't. Yeah, if you're hanging out with friends, you have literally nothing better to do. You can't think of a single thing better to do with your time, then sure. That's about the only time
I would say the takeaway here is watch Sorry to Bother You. I don't know where to stream it anymore. You used to be able to stream it on Hulu, but that was the case like 7 years ago. I don't know if that's the case now.
It's probably changed, yeah. But yeah. That's all I have about that. Do you have something else you want to talk about?
I guess we'll speed run the regular podcast stuff.
Yeah. I have like one or two things I can throw out there. Do you have anything?
Yeah, I want to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart.
I don't actually care.
What the fuck is your problem, bro?
All right, go ahead.
So recently, because I've made the statement very clearly that I am not fucking reading the Stormlight Archives. I am not sitting down with this 1,000-page brick and reading this.
Be swole by the end of it because you're holding it up.
And not to mention there's 5 of them. So I'm not going to read them. I'll tell you that. Because I don't have that kind of time. But I do have more time to listen to stuff. So
Use the ears.
So I got the audiobooks. So I finally started listening to The Way of Kings. It's the first book in the Stormlight Archive series. And man, if you've never read or listened to anything by Sanderson before you read or listen to Way of Kings, please, like, read Mistborn first or something else first, because you get a flavor for how he writes and how he develops worlds and stuff, because it is on display in fucking force here. There's just like so many terms and so much like lore that's thrown upon you. Within I'm 6 chapters into this book, and I'm just like, I only kind of understand like half of these fucking words that are being thrown at me.
Yeah, Chris played me like a sample to kind of sell this point before we watched the movie, and I was convinced I was just listening to like a Webster dictionary readout.
Yeah,
I was like, what is going on?
Brandon, I understand that you are really excited about your world building, and I am too. But oh my God, please pace it out a little more.
Yeah. It reminded me of a much higher than this level, but similar vein, like toddler telling a story. And then this happened, and then that, and then sort of this happened, but it was written in like a beautiful way. But it just had that like flow of like then this and then that and then this and then that.
There is a point in the beginning in the so there's 2 prologues, by the way.
Which one's the prologue?
There's a prelude. There's a prelude, and then we do a time skip of 4,500 years, and then there's a prologue.
It's a lot of years.
And then we do a time skip of 5 years, and then there's a chapter. I think there's 2 chapters. Then we do a time skip of 8 months.
Jesus.
So anyway, the prologue, not the prelude, the prologue. There's a fight that happens, and like in the there's a break in the fight to in-depth explain the magic that's happening. like the concept of a lashing is used, where like you can use Stormlight to like bind people together with these Stormlight lashings or something to that effect. And he prepared this lashing, the first of 3 kinds. Like, so he's gonna sit and explain this now. I like Sanderson. I think I like Sanderson the guy, right? And I gotta say, Stormlight Archive is written a lot fucking better than Mistborn is. Yeah. Like the prose itself is so much better. It's not as like, I don't know. I feel like I've been reading a lot more higher brow stuff lately. More higher. I say that as I make like a fucking egregious grammar mistake. A lot more highbrow stuff lately.
And it's more better.
It's more betterer.
More better books. Smarter books.
So I think it's a little less sophisticated than something I would read now, but also what is lacking in sophistication is made up for by clarity. Like everything's very clear
directness,
as to what's happening until the info dumping starts.
Yeah.
I'm in, but only like he's got me, but only by like a thread. But I think things are starting to pick up now. So, the other thing I have to say is these are long audiobooks.
45 hours I saw.
45 hours, and I think that's one of the shorter ones. I think the shortest one is 42, and I think the longest one is like 67.
Means if you just go to work and don't do anything besides listen to Brandon Sanderson, you can finish it.
That's how I listen to Mistborn. So, so these are long fucking audiobooks, and a good portion of them are narrated by this gentleman called Michael Kramer, who narrated the Mistborn series, and I thought he did a very good job with that, and I liked how he did his narration. But this does a swap between 2 narrators, and like chapter 4 or something, chapter 3, chapter 4, I don't know, brings in a second narrator by the name of Kate Redding. Oh my God. Awful narration. It sounds fucking AI generated.
It kind of does. It's like a advanced AI like voice. Not terrible, but like pretty damn bad.
I was listening to this on my way into work, and like the chapter, I was pulling into the parking lot. The chapter ended, picked up another one, and it switched over to her voice. I went, "What the fuck?" Literally out loud in my car.
That's funny.
So it's I'll update because I think he's gonna get me.
I think long term.
I think he's gonna get me long term. But my God,
the barrier to entry is high.
Needs to be paced out. It's how I feel like. This is how I feel. I feel like a lot of this book is written how, if you hear people play like high level D&D, who have been like who are experienced with it and know, you know, all this shit off the top of their head, and they've been playing, and they're playing like a level 16 character or something. And you listen to them play, and you have no idea about D&D at all. And then you listen to this, you're like, "What the fuck language are they speaking?"
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, I said it when it was talking about the spell, the legion spell or whatever.
The lashings.
Lashings. It read like a D&D character sheet. Like I felt like you were reading me your character spell sheet. It really did. Like at level 1, if I cast it does this. At level 2, it does this. At level 3.
I also did get a confirmation on something, and then I listened to it, which there's the concept of the shard bearers, who like they can summon like shard blades. They're blades that like cut fucking anything, and they can sever souls from bodies, basically. So if once you're dead, kind of thing. But the counterpoint to that, or the counter to that, is shard plate, which is a sort of ornate plate armor, which is basically invulnerable and also like enhances the person wearing the armor. And instead of there being like gaps, it's just other smaller, intricate plates of metal or whatever.
Oh, that's neat. It's cool visual.
And that's really cool. And I heard about it and I was like, that's really cool. But then I remembered something. Where Sanderson said shard plate or something else in the world exists because he thought shard plate was cool. So like he came up with this idea. It was like, that's fucking cool, and then put it to paper. Yeah. Had just like, I got to come up with a reason for this.
That's
which
pretty cool.
I like a lot.
Yeah, that's neat. That's neat.
I
a little
think that's fun.
Behind the scenes, inside baseball scoop there. That's cool.
I think that's fun.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm tired.
I'm fucking losing the plot right now.
For real. I'm ready for bed.
My brain is ready to fall out.
It's a Friday, by the way. We didn't say that. We record on Saturdays usually in the morning.
Yeah.
It's a Friday at 9:25 p.m. So I'm tired.
Yeah.
We just, I mean, I don't know about you, but I think you do. We just got off a 40-hour work week. This is a working class podcast,
This is a working class podcast.
Like, damn. I'm tired.
It's tough.
I want to go to bed.
Man, what else do I gotta say? Nothing. I haven't been doing anything.
Man,
I haven't been doing anything really.
Man, I'll talk about it more next time. I can do a little more of a deep dive, but surface level, all I really did besides work and school and dumb shit was and pictures, taking more pictures. I beat the Outer Worlds 2 last night. That was cool. My ending kind of pissed me off. I won't spoil it because I know you said you might play it. But there's, like any Bethesda / Obsidian game RPG, there's like that big decision at the end where like all your skill checks come into play. And I got to a point where like there's a big choice and a character's willing to do it for you. And it's like, I'll take this, risk and do it for you. And it gave me the option to be like, oh, thank God. Like, I didn't want to do it. What if I die? But I'm like, that sounds too bitch boy for me.
Oh, that'd be crazy. I don't want to do that.
So I'm like, that sounds a little too bitch boy for how I played my character. So there was another option that said like, no, you don't have to do it. I'll do it. So I chose that option. I'm like, fuck it.
And it just instantly kills you.
I assumed what would happen is this character would go like, no, you don't have to. I got it. And then I could choose to stay with them. Or they'd be like, fine, you do it. Figured, worst case, I go out like a hero. Best case, I get to actually let my character live. No, it just insta-locks you into both of you doing this with no way to get out of it. And you both die. I'm like,
great.
Cool. That was awesome. That was great. That was sick.
Nice.
But, so I was not exactly the most happy with my ending, but it doesn't really matter to me. It's an RPG, so I don't know what's canon. What does it really matter to me? But it was a very fun game. I really enjoyed the Outer Worlds 2. And then I started, after I beat it, I started at the SpongeBob SquarePants Titans of the Tide game. The game's really fun, actually.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, it's a really fun game. I like that it retains the original voice actors. It's pretty cool because the last one had most of them, but for some reason, Mr. Krabs specifically.
You couldn't get Clancy Brown?
No, they just couldn't get him. I don't know what he was doing. He was browning around or what?
Weird.
But,
I don't know.
Yeah, so he was missing. It was very noticeable. Like when none of them are the same, it's like, okay, whatever. But when all of them have the original voice actors and then one of the primo characters doesn't, it's like, well, that's weird. So,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think playing SpongeBob for so long has done irreparable damage to Tom Kenny's voice.
SpongeBob and just other characters in general, but definitely SpongeBob, yeah. I think the laugh has done him in, because his laugh is the most different thing now.
Well, and to do it, if you've ever seen him do it, he like fucking bashes himself on the throat. So I can't imagine that's good for you.
Yeah. With how many hours of laughing he's had to do with that character.
That show has been running for 26 years now.
Yeah.
It's been running since 1999.
Yeah. Going on 27 years. Yeah.
This show predates 9/11.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty wild. But
Squidward! They hit the Pentagon!
Oh, no.
Oh, fuck.
So, man, how did we get there from that? God damn. So, yeah, the game's fun. Check it out. I'm enjoying it so far. It's another one where the editing is weird, though, for, like, the cutscenes. The cutscenes are really well animated, but the editing is just so bizarre. But
I think they have to try to break that Bethesda curse where Bethesda can't do fucking cutscenes. So they'll try to do real-time cutscenes, but their game engine sucks fuck, so they have to, like, just place these actors in the scene out of sight of the character and just, like, hope that they do what they need to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works. A lot of times it doesn't.
Yeah. But, yeah, It's a it's a good game. I would recommend checking it out at some point. Outer Worlds 2, definitely check it out as well. So, and then I'll be checking out Dispatch. That's the game that's next on my list after Spunk Bob.
SpongeBob.
Dispatch. So
I'm tempted to make a little cut together of our audio react to the movie, overlaid to clips of the movie.
I think it could be an interesting thing to do.
But just having that thought, I can feel MGM breathing down my neck. Mm-hmm. MGM is lifting up my hair and kissing the back of my neck right now.
Like Alan Richardson did to Kevin James.
Yeah, Alan Richardson, Kevin James.
You could play the game where you flip the movie. Maybe they won't notice for a while.
I had the thought one time I was going to do a video. I forget about what show. It might have been SpongeBob, honestly, where I had the idea of converting all the SpongeBob clips into silent movie clips, where I would make like poster board cards of all the dialogue, and I would overlay the entertainer to it, and I would put it all in black and white and sepia tone, and I thought that would be really fucking funny, but I just never actually wrote the video part. I only came up with the bit.
I feel like that would be a good amount of work, but once you got a workflow going, I feel like it wouldn't be that bad.
It would be so fucking funny, and I might do that one day.
Because you could just do like a episode for now, because there's only each episode's only 7 minutes, like, well, more like 12 minutes actually.
Yeah, it's 11 minutes.
So you could do it.
They make jokes about it.
Yeah.
I'll give them a week. I'll give them 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All my aching tentacles. Why must every 11 minutes of my life be misery?
Yeah. You know what else is 11 minutes? Smiling Friends. You should watch Smiling Friends at some point. I think I mentioned it already.
Yeah, I think we talked about it a little bit last time.
This season's pretty fun.
Yeah, I remember last time you showed me the clip with the nail because it came up with something. You pulled the nail out.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The whole building fell.
I should show you the clip of Alan eating cookies.
Hell yeah.
I think you're gonna like that one.
I don't know what I'm in for, but based on my reaction, Chris, after this, I want you to edit what my reaction was here. Oh man, but is that it? Is that what you got?
Yeah.
I'll go home and go to bed, man.
I tell the people where this thing goes.
As always, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify, and Pocket Cast. There's RSS feed linked below. YouTube and Spotify have the video platform where you can see us. Instagram, TikTok, you can contact us. And email synapsemisfire@pm.me. Send your comments, questions, concerns, and threats.
My eyes are so dry.
My eyes will not stay open, dude. I feel like I'm getting blinded. Okay, goodbye.
All right, bye.